Before Miley earned a PhD at Penn State and spent 4 decades as a distinguished leader in higher education and government, he had a lifetime of adventures. He worked on a farm and ranch in his native Arizona, raised livestock and crops in Venezuela, managed farms in New Mexico, worked with farmers in Pennsylvania and Iowa, and served as a high school vocational agriculture teacher and 4-H specialist. He has clearly taken the less traveled path. Today, Miley serves as the Vice Provost and Dean for International Programs at Montana State University. Previously, he served as Undersecretary for Research, Education, and Economics at the U.S. Department of Agriculture and in several prominent roles at New Mexico State University. Congratulations, Miley. It's a privilege to present you the Alumni Fellow Award.
Good evening. Thank you very, very much for that introduction. I'm glad he kept it short. And I've given a lot of talks at banquets in the past. This is the first time that I've followed the salad. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for those of us that are part of what I was going to refer to as the Sweet 16, given a different little context for those of us that have been recognized by the Alumni Association here at our alma mater. It's always very, very gratifying and terrific to come back home to this institution. And I want to thank both the College of Agricultural Sciences and the Graduate School. It looks like it took 2 groups to get me nominated and get me here. So they had a tough challenge. You know, many of us that have had the privilege of working with universities, working both in the public and private sector, haven't been able or have been here because we're supported by a great many people. We don't do it alone. And tonight, I'm very pleased that we have some of our family members here. Our daughter Carm and her husband Jeff, and our son Andrew and his wife Vicki, who came from San Antonio and from Iowa to join us for this evening. And they're in the corner. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because part of the support that we have is always from our families, and someone mentioned that earlier. My wife Julie is here, and of course she's been my greatest champion to many of the things that we've done that I call mischief. But it's been a good mischief when we do things that benefit our students, benefit our faculty, and benefit many, many of our communities in our states where we work. And I'm reminded that probably the greatest thanks that I can give is to recognize the land-grant university system. The Moral Act of 1862 made it possible for those of us from the working class to be able to have access to higher education. And so it was significant legislation in a very troubled time, as we know from our history. And one of the things that it provides for us today as the 21st century land-grant system, of which this is a premier institution, is to continue to maintain the ability to have a diversity of talent have access, and to maintain with our partners in industry and other in government and other parts of the agenda to maintain affordable higher education, and to also remember that working together from the private, public, and across the diversity of the talent that we've seen here this evening that is being recognized, that we have that opportunity to maintain excellence in what we do for everyone. So I'm eternally grateful to all of you and all of those folks that have been part of our Penn State family. And I said to the graduate students today, once you have a degree from Penn State, you don't have to explain anything. So thank you very much.